Hello, I'm Joe Lacavara here at Kennedy High School with the match between the Woodbridge Barons and John F. Kennedy Mustangs. We're starting off at the 120-pound weight class. At 120 for Woodbridge, we have Johnny Kubis Badia. And for John F. Kennedy, we have Luis Marquez. Luis Marquez is 6-6 on the season coming into today. And Kubis Badia is 1-4 coming into today. So each match will be 3 2-minute periods, starting with the first period, both wrestlers starting on their feet. And the second period, one wrestler will have a choice between top, bottom, neutral, or to defer the choice to the third period. And in the third period, the other wrestler will have top, bottom, neutral decision. Some of the basic rules: on your feet, you're going to want to get a 2-point takedown when any wrestler takes someone off the mat and controls him. So here you see Kubis Badia trying to work the head as they go out of bounds. 53 seconds to go in the first period. When they work off the bottom, the ways you can score points are an escape, 2-point reversal, and the top man can score back points of the 2- or 3-point variety, depending on how long the wrestlers are exposing backs to the mat. Kubis Badia, quick shot there, but blocked by Marquez. 32 seconds to go in the first period. There's also a variety of penalty points that may be scored during the match, and we'll explain them as we go along. As Kubis Badia, quick crossface as Marquez drives in. He's trying to post that head, but Marquez just keeps driving forward, doing a good job controlling. So 8 seconds left as they go out of bounds in the first period. And we'll reset. And as time runs out, it's still 0-0 in the first period. Kennedy's choice in the second period, and he picks bottom, does Luis Marquez. And as they get set, the referee indicates the whistle on a different side of the gym might have caused now there's a caution for the starting position. Cautions are given twice before there's any points rewarded. Marquez comes to his feet. Kubis Badia does a good job of bringing him back to the mat. And Woodbridge still in control, but in an awkward position here as Marquez tries to get a 1-point escape. Kubis Badia is trying to spin back behind. He's controlling that leg. And now he's throwing that crossface hard. And they come back to their feet, and Marquez has won. So it's 1-0 in favor of Kennedy as we're back neutral. 1:18 to go in the first period. And a little bit of hand fighting here as we have Kubis Badia pushing Marquez across the mat. Marquez reaches down for a ankle pick and almost has a takedown, but the referee waves it off as Kubis Badia fights to face. 53 seconds to go, and we're working back in the second period here, a 1-0 score. Marquez backing up as Badia works the head. Now fighting in for that inside control. He's got the head and arm. Reaches down for the leg, and Kubis Badia, good job at not getting taken down, fighting off Marquez. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Marquez tries for a shot and is stopped in his tracks by Badia. And then there's a quick attempt at an ankle pick, and once again, Kubis Badia does a good job of not getting taken down as they go out of bounds. And there's about 2 seconds left here in the second period, and it's still a 1-0 score. And off the whistle, Kubis Badia takes a step forward. The time runs out. Woodbridge will take choice and will start down. Yep, Woodbridge chooses down for the third period. And 1-0 score with Kennedy in the lead. Off the whistle, Marquez controls Cubas Padilla, but Cubas Padilla comes back, comes to his feet, fighting off the hand control, turns and faces. Referee still says Kennedy in control. And, yep, Marquez does a good job of controlling Cubas Padilla, but it's not over yet as he circles behind. Cubas Padilla lowers his hips, turns and faces, and gets one. So now it's 1-1. 1:28 to go in the third period, and it's anybody's match here. Who wants it most? Who's going to get that takedown? It's one escape each, and no other points in the match so far. Marquez, on a couple of different occasions, has had a shot, an ankle pick on Cubas Padilla, and Cubas Padilla has mostly been playing defense on his feet. But he does keep driving forward, looking for something, but not sure what move he's looking to score on. Marquez, quick shot. He drives forward and takes down Cubas Padilla. There's two on the edge. And that will make the score 3-1 in favor of Kennedy with 46 seconds left in the third period. So Cubas Padilla is going to have to come up with something here if he wants to win this match. Off the whistle. Good job of staying behind. And Cubas Padilla back to his feet. And then he's dragged back down. Marquez, good job staying behind, trailing, tries to throw the half on the left side here. Far ankle and a half. He's running that around the head. And he's staying, 25 seconds to go here. Cubas Padilla, good job of fighting off from not turning. And quickly gets one. Now it's a 3-2 with 16 seconds left. So quick takedown here from Cubas Padilla could pull out a win. Quick, drops to the shot. He's got the double. He's in deep, driving forward. Marquez fighting it off, and he spins behind and manages to get two right before the buzzer. And Marquez, with a 5-2 win, pulls out the 3-point victory. So the team score works. A regular decision of less than 8 points in difference will be 3 points. 8 points or more will be a major decision. 15 points or more will be a technical fall, and a pin or a forfeit is worth 6. So we jump up to 126, where for Woodbridge we have Jaden Catalano, and from JFK we have Ian Coleman. Ian Coleman is 11-6 on the season, and he was second in the district last year. Off the whistle, Catalano tries for a takedown, misses it, quickly countered by Coleman, and then they're driven off the mat, still 0-0. Now, awkward shot by Coleman off the whistle, stopped by Catalano. Catalano came into the day with a 5-6 record. As we're still neutral, 1:30 to go in the first period. Some hand fighting here as we spin. Underhooks let go by Catalano. Coleman tries to shoot in. He's stopped by the underhook of Catalano, and he fights back out, and they're neutral. A little bit more hand fighting. They're looking for that head and arm position, and Coleman with the arm and the head quickly flips Catalano over, almost in a fireman's position, but not quite. And gets a quick takedown, and no back points called from the referee, so he did not break the plane enough to get a count. So we have 2-0 here in the first period, 44 seconds to go, and we got a bar and try for a wrist by Coleman, and Catalano trying to fight out of that arm bar. You see he's doing a good job fighting out that wrist control, but Coleman doing a good job of keeping that bar. He gets out to the side with the bar and a tight waist, and he's trying to, and does a good job of turning Catalano with that tight waist. And now he's got the head lifted with his right leg as he's exposed for back points. I think he's got the count of 5 for the 3 back points. And Catalano does a good job of fighting off his back, gives up the 3 back points, and Coleman ends the first period with a 5-0 lead. Woodbridge will have the choice in the first period, and he defers the choice to the third period. So Coleman will take bottom to start the second period. And here we go. Off the whistle, Coleman, baby stand-up. Catalano throws in the leg, sits Coleman to his hip. Now he's going to figure, he looks like the figure for the body, but Coleman does a good job of catching that leg as it comes across, and now he's got Catalano caught high and comes out the back door for a 2-point reversal. So that's now 7-0 in favor of Coleman. And Catalano fighting valiantly, but Coleman really seeming to pull out the technical aspect of the match here. He's got that arm bar again, and he runs it around the head and puts Catalano on his back, and he's getting count here. Catalano, tough wrestler to pin. And it would be something for Coleman to get this fall here, and he's very close. 1:04 to go. Catalano does a good job fighting off. He's in that headlock position now as Coleman, which with the head and arm locked. And Catalano, with 52 seconds, is in a tough spot here to fight off a pin. And they're at 43 seconds left in the second period. Ian Coleman with a big fall over Jaden Catalano. And that 6 points is going to make the team score 9-0 in favor of John F. Kennedy. As we bump up to 132. 132 for JFK is going to be Dan Cabrera, who's 1-6 starting the day. And for Woodbridge at 132, we have Justin Zelliff, who started today at 1-7. Oh, both wrestlers are equally inexperienced in record anyway. As we begin the first period, and with some hand fighting. Both wrestlers looking for inside control and trying to set up some kind of takedown. Zelliff blocking with the right hand as Cabrera tries to shoot. Zelliff's got the head and inside control. He snaps it down. He's now on the mat. He's got a front headlock on Cabrera. Cabrera comes to his feet, and Zelliff has to let go of the headlock. Both men in a similar position here. Now Zelliff working off a 2-on-1. Still a fight. 1 minute to go in the first period here. Not much, no score. Zelliff with the hand on the head on the right side and giving up the wrist control on his left. Now he reaches across to get 2-on-1. And there's a quick shot there by Cabrera, and he manages to spin behind and get 2 on Zelliff. That's a 2-point takedown, so 2-0 for Cabrera. Zelliff with his head down on the mat as Cabrera throws in the arm bar on the same side that he's on. Now he's going to try to run around the head. If he could get a wrist on the left side, he would be in better shape here. Cabrera is doing a good job of trying to run the half while Zelliff fights out of the armbar. And time runs out in the first period, so it ends at 2-0. Kennedy has the choice. They defer their choice to the third period. So Woodbridge will choose, and they choose neutral. So Zelliff will start neutral. He's down 0-2. And off the whistle, we go back to the head and arm. And Zelliff controlling the tie. but not really doing much with it. He's really just controlling the position and not working any offensive takedown that I can see. Now he's got the 2-on-1 and switches back looking for the head. But Cabrera does a good job. Controls the head, but then shakes it off and takes a couple of steps back as Zelif pursues. Zelif throws a headlock. He's got the headlock locked up, but now he's got a head with no arm. And all Cabrera needs to do is pop his head, which he does. And there's a 2-point reversal for a 4-0 lead by Cabrera. Cabrera now throws in the arm bar again on that right side. He's going to start running around that head. And Zelif is going to try to fight out of getting turned here. Does a good job of fighting off the turn, but not a good job of getting his arm out. And now the arm is unbarred as Zelif kind of throws Cabrera off his hip. Now there's a locked hands, which is 1-point penalty point for Woodbridge. You cannot lock hands around the waist. You have to have an arm or something else in there when you lock your hands. Otherwise, it is a penalty point when both wrestlers are on the mat. So 4-1 in favor of Cabrera of Kennedy. 33 seconds in the second period. And right off the whistle, Zelif gets up and tries to run, lower his hips and run. He needs to turn in a little bit more as he gets off the mat, but good fire up off the bottom there. So now back at the whistle, fires up again. Cabrera catches the ankle, though, and keeps him on the mat. And now Zelif reaches back for the head and uses that to turn out and get one. So now it's 4-2 in the second period with 16 seconds to go. And Zelif controlling the head, but still lets Cabrera come up to his feet. And they're neutral. So 4-2. Time running out here in the second period. And there's the end. So 4-2. Woodbridge has deferred the choice. So he is going to pick, Kennedy deferred the choice, so he's now going to pick bottom, being up 4-2. And Zelif is going to have to control and turn Cabrera. And Zelif riding hard with the claw, and there is a crossface. He's trying to run that head to the knee for the cradle. But good job by Cabrera of controlling the arm and using that arm to spin behind and get a 2-point reversal. So now with a 6-2 lead and 1:25 to go, Zelif gets one. So 6-3 in the third period with 1:20 left. Now we're going to see most likely Cabrera is going to be a little cautious here with about a minute left to go, and Zelif really needs to score. He needs a takedown and some kind of back points to pull the match out here. With 1 minute now, you see Zelif pursuing, Cabrera kind of just holding him off. Now, if the wrestlers are not being active and working towards a takedown, the referee can call a stalling. And what you'll see there is as the referee holds up his fist on the green side, which is calling a stalling on Cabrera for not working for the takedown. Now, if he manages to get another warning and a takedown, he could tie the match up here with Zelif. So Zelif quickly gets a 2-point takedown as he shoots in, spins to the head. 23 seconds to go. He's down by 1. 20 seconds to go. The coach is very excited, trying to help Zelif learn how to score a point here. 9 seconds to go. He's still down by 1. And Cabrera stands to his feet. Zelif brings him back down. And there, at the end of the third period, Zelif can't pull out that extra couple of points. Cabrera finds himself a win at 6-5. And that 3 points is going to make the team score now 15-0. Or is that 12-0? is the current team score. So we move up to 138. For 138, Kennedy has Joe Small, and Woodbridge we have Gil Hill Sosa. So Sosa off the whistle moves directly forward as Small tries for a headlock, but Sosa quickly stays in on the hips tight and takes Small down to the mat, and he gets a 2-point takedown. So Sosa now on top is controlling that wrist, and that's one of the things that we see from a lot of these wrestlers. Definitely wrist control, and now he shucks Small back, exposes his back to the mat. 124. There's definitely some back points being counted here. Small fighting out of that toughly. 116 to go. Sosa trying to, there's only 2-point. 2-point near fall there awarded to Sosa. So 4-0 in favor of Woodbridge in the first period. And Sosa locks up a cradle and rolls it through. Doesn't quite have it locked. Small fights out of the lock, but does give up 2 back points. So now 6-0 in favor of Woodbridge in the first period. 46 seconds to go. Sosa doing a good job of staying behind and trying to work for the fall. He's controlling the wrist. Now he throws in the half and wrist, and now he's going to try to run around that side of the head, lifting the leg, gets the turn, and once again, the referee says there's no back points awarded there. As Small comes to his feet, Sosa follows and brings him back to the mat. 12 seconds to go in the first period, still 6-0. Sosa riding straight behind, trying to throw the half. Now he gets out to that side again, running the half, lifts the leg, and turns, but the time runs out and there's no back points. So Woodbridge has choice in the second period, and he's going to choose bottom. Sosa does not think Small can keep him down. So now Sosa will get set, and then Small will come on top. And off the whistle, Sosa gets flattened out by Small. Small tries to throw a half, and Sosa fights that off by raising his head. Now, staying behind with the wrist, Sosa quickly comes out of that. No change in control, according to the referee. Now, as long as Small stays on that leg, he will stay in control. Sosa posting the head, 1:30 to go in the second period. He's trying to post on his arm and throw, and there it is. He used a quarter Nelson to put Small on his back, and there's the count. And once again, good job of fighting off his back as Small, and gives up only 2 back points. So the score is now 10-0 in favor of Sosa, as he got the reversal and the 2 near fall. And now he's working that half again on this side. He's got a major decision, which is 8 points or more. And 5 more points, and he would have a technical fall. And 48 seconds to go as they roll out of bounds. Oh no, manages to stay inside to Sosa and put Small to his back. So there's the count by the referee. And Small showing he has that ability to not get pinned, even though he is susceptible to being exposed. So 20 seconds ago, Sosa trying hard for the fall. He's got the 3 near fall, I'm sure. 14 seconds to go. Can he get the pin? Small really fighting hard here to stay out of the pin. As Sosa jumps around the other side, but time runs out. So there's a 3-point near fall. So that'll make the score 13-0 in favor of Sosa going into the third period. John F. Kennedy has choice, so Small is going to pick top. He's going to wrestle from the top position. And off the whistle, Sosa quickly tries to sit out and turn, and Small stays behind. A quick crossface from Small. And Sosa turns out in front and actually manages to get a 2-point reversal and puts Small right to his back with a half Nelson. And he's in great position here with 1:34 to go. Now, with the 2-point reversal, it makes it 14-0, and Sosa's either going to get the pin or the technical fall here. So either way, the match will end in this position. If Small fights out, it's a tech fall. If Sosa gets the pin, that match will be over. And there's your 3-point near fall. And at 1:12 of the third period, that's a tech fall. 5 points for Woodbridge, so that makes your team score 12-5 with a nice win from Sosa. And then we'll bump up to 145 pounds. At 145 from Kennedy, we have Aaron Coleman. He's 16-2. He's a 2-time GMC champ, a 2-time district champ, and he was 3rd in Region 4. He has a 16-2 record at the start of the day today. And he'll be wrestling Hunter Karai from Woodbridge. Hunter has a 12-2 record, and I believe he's also a senior this year. So you can bet this is a really tough matchup for both wrestlers, and something that's going to count big in the terms of district seedings and county seedings, this match. So at the start, Coleman tries to drive back in. Karai uses that arm control to drive him out of bounds. It's still 0-0. And a very technical match here, I would imagine. As Karai steps in with the underhook and overhook, and looking for that inside trip, seems to be. And there again, he tried for the trip. Coleman blocks and tries for a single leg that's blocked also. And then Coleman quickly gets a 2-point takedown on the edge, but no back points. So the 2-point takedown on the counter from Aaron Coleman, and he's got a 2-0 lead, 1:08 to go in the first period. Off the whistle, Karai comes up. Coleman tries to control him. Trying to get the switch here is Karai. Coleman catches that trail arm, pulls him in, and to the mat. We'll reset. 51 seconds in the first period. Coleman tight to the hip with the ride and the cross wrist control. Karai gets his arms free. Coleman switches off to the tight waist. He's going to try to chop that arm maybe, as he stays pinched on the left hip and drives out of bounds. 32 seconds to go in the first period. It's a 2-0 lead for Coleman. As Karali gets set. Karali up to his feet. Caution on red for start at the before the whistle. And there's a fresh start. Now the cautions work. There are 2 cautions before any points are awarded. Then there are 2 1-point cautions, a 2-point caution, then a disqualification. So cautions on the starting position work that way. So 15 seconds to go. Coleman controlling Karali with a 2-0 lead. He's got the bar. Not able to do much with the bar, but controlling Karali here, which is, I'm sure, well enough for him as the time runs out. So time runs out. Choice goes to Kennedy in the first period, and Coleman will choose bottom with the 2-0 lead. Karali comes set. And he gets under both arms. Coleman sits into his hip. Karali locks in the crotch and tries to maintain control, but Coleman does a good job of working up here. No change in control yet, but Coleman is in a good position, and there he scoots behind for the 2 reversal, and he's now got the 4-0 lead as he bars up that right arm again. So now with the barred arm, he's going to try to pull that other wrist either through or he's going to try to bar the opposite arm as well. And he ends up, as Corrali sits through, Coleman tries to pull back on that chin. What he's going to try to do is expose the back, but Corrali does a good job of rolling back through. Coleman keeps the arm and then pulls the wrist in as well, but Corrali does a good job of getting his wrist out, even though the bar is still in there by Coleman. So 57 seconds to go, down by 4, and Corrali being controlled here with the arm bar by Coleman. Now Coleman's a little parallel. There he goes. He's getting out to. He's got to get out to the side and run this, and which he's doing now. And you can see he's off his knees, running on his toes, which is the real good position you want to be in. And Corrali just really tough there, fighting off being turned. And on the edge, they go out. As they go out of bounds, it's still 4-0. Coleman on top, 25 seconds to go in the second period. Let's see if Corrali can score something here. And there's a caution on Kennedy for the bad starting position. So off the whistle, Corrali to his feet, gets his hips low, but no hand control. And the hand control really seemed to be the difference there, as Coleman was able to control Corrali and bring him back to the mat. And now 19 seconds to go in the second period. Off the whistle, Corrali up to his feet. And Coleman locks and pulls him back down as they go out. And now 13.7 seconds left in the second period. Still 4-0 for Coleman. Off the whistle, tight waist. And looking for the arm bar. Now he's got a cross wrist on that arm and a cross face. As Corrali gets the cross wrist out, time runs out in the period. So it's 4-0. Corrali has choice. He's picking bottom for the third period. So he feels like he can get out from Coleman, which he's really going to need to do here. Off the whistle, Coleman starts. Corrali comes to his feet. Coleman tries to lock and post him back, not successfully, and they go out of bounds. Corrali, a little bit of funky wrestling there as they go out of bounds. No change in control. So Corrali will get set, down 4. Off the whistle. Looks to sit out, but Coleman, good job of controlling the hips. Does a good job of staying there. Now he's going to work up higher and try to turn Corrali. Corrali does a good job of posting his arm and not allowing himself to be turned. And Coleman trying to pull Corrali in and expose his back, but they go out of bounds. Referee calls them out, and 1:30 to go in the third period. 4-0 in favor of Coleman from Kennedy. Off the whistle, Corrali back to his feet again. He's controlling the hand this time, and he's able to get out. Coleman quickly gives up the 1. No, referee waves off the 1 because of the quick drop to the single of Coleman, and now he's going to call that a stalemate. Okay, I got the wrong score there again. It wasn't a... he didn't wave off the 1, so it's still 4-1 in favor of Coleman. Now, Corrali really needs a takedown here to put himself in this match. He's down 3, 1:04 to go in the third period. And this is going to be a matter of who wants it more. Coleman knows he's got the lead. He can stay active and defend and win this match, where Corrali really needs to score. He's got to go on the offensive. So he works that head, goes to the knee. Each guy, they shuck out of that head. Now, a small little shot by Coleman. He's in deep and sits Corrali to his hip and gets 2. Nice takedown there. As they go out of bounds. 16 seconds to go in the third period, and Coleman is up by 3. So Corrali really needs something spectacular here if he's going to get a comeback. Gets to his feet, tries to turn. Coleman controls the hips and does a good job of bringing him back to the mat. Now 8 seconds to go, and Corrali is in on a whizzer, but not in a good, in a switch, but Coleman follows and holds on for the 6-1 win. So it's another 3-point decision for Kennedy. That's going to make the score 15-5 in favor of the Mustangs. We're going to bump up to 152 pounds now. We have George Cavaldo from Kennedy with a record of 3-11 this year. And at 152, we have Sergio Cespedes at 10-6 starting the day for Woodbridge. So Cespedes shoots in deep on Cavaldo. He gets the single. Just pulls it out in front of him. Good job controlling the single. Let's see if Cespedes can finish it up here. And then he pulls that around front. Controls the hips. He's on the edge. Cavaldo does a good job of fighting off of the single, and they're neutral. 1:38 to go in the first period. Now Cespedes moves in. He gets the head and wrist. Shucks off the head. Cavaldo coming forward. Hand fighting. A couple slaps to the head of Cespedes. Cespedes stays in front, and he shucks off the head and tries to get behind, and does, and spins Cavaldo to the ground, and he's got a 2-point takedown. Now, with the crossface locked up, he's going to try to run this head to the knee and lock up a cradle, I think. And there he has the head to the knee. It's 1 minute to go in the second period. Cespedes has got the cradle locked up. He's going to try to sit this back, and he does. And there, 52 seconds to go. He's got a nice cradle. Good job of by Cavaldo of bridging and trying to keep from getting pinned here with 40 seconds to go. Cespedes reaches across with that right leg and tries to help get in a better position for the pin with that tight lock. Cavaldo breaks the lock. A 3-point near fall, so 5-0 lead for Cespedes with 24 seconds to go in the first period. Cespedes reaches across for the claw, and Cavaldo comes up to his feet, and Cespedes runs him out of bounds with the 2-on-1. 14 seconds to go in the first period. And we'll reset in the center with Cespedes on top of Cavaldo. Cavaldo sits out. Cespedes, tight waist. Oh, 2-on-1. Now he switches off to the wrist, which he's trying to get the cross wrist as the time runs out. And with the 5-0 lead, go to the second period. Woodbridge has choice. Cespedes will choose bottom to start the period with the 5-0 lead. As they get set, off the whistle, sit out, and turn, and quick reversal for Cespedes off the whistle. Rolls under that left arm. Now he tried to bar the arm, but Cavaldo did a good job of fighting that off. So resets behind, does Cespedes. Now he's going to try a head lever on this right side, which he lets go. And now back to the cross wrist on the right arm. Fights out of that. Now he's locking up that cross face, now looking for that cradle again, which he's got locked and back. And then there, with 1:20 to go, he's got Cavaldo on his back, reaches across with the leg. I don't know if that's the best option here to try to get in the pinning position, but, you know, he does get the 3 back points as Cavaldo breaks out free from the lock and also gets a 1-point escape. So now the score 10-1 10-1 in favor of Cespedes from Woodbridge. And a 2-point takedown for Cavaldo. That should be 3-10. And Cespedes with his head down, 34 seconds to go. Sure would like to generate a little more offense here, get off the bottom. 26 seconds. Score showing 10-2, but I'm fairly certain it should be 10-3 as Cavaldo jumps to the opposite side and then pulls Cespedes back to the mat. But with 10 seconds to go, Cespedes manages to convert that into a spinning behind takedown. Reversal. So now 12-2. It should be 12-3, I believe. Still got the score at 12-2. 12-2 in Cespedes. Should be Kennedy's choice in the third period. So referee goes to check. Okay, so the referees double-checked the score, and they gave a 2-point reversal and not a 1 and 2. So 12-2 is the correct score. And still some discussion, and now we got a 1. Yeah, there's the 1 and 2. I thought that was the correct call. So 12-3 in favor of Cespedes. Kennedy chooses bottom for the third period, so he's got 2 minutes to make up this 9-point deficit. And Cavaldo starts to come up, and Cespedes controls the arm with the 2-on-1 and tilts. I'm not sure if he got a 2 count there. No count for the back points. And as they go out of bounds in a scramble, no change. 12-3 still, 1:46 in the third period. So Cespedes comes set on top and quickly claps in the 2-on-1. Tries to roll through in the tilt and successfully. And pin. And there with the surprise roll through tilt in a 1:38 left in the third period. Cespedes with the surprise pin and a nice 16 points for Woodbridge to bring the score up to 15-11 as we jump up to the 160-pound weight class. So at 160, Woodbridge will send out Gabe Hill Sosa, who I believe will take a forfeit, but we're not sure. We're waiting to see if Kennedy sends out a wrestler for the match or not. Gabe Hill Sosa checks in at the table, comes back to the center, and receives a forfeit. So with the 6-point forfeit, Woodbridge actually takes the lead 17-15 and will bump up to 170. At 170 pounds for JFK, we should have Derek Hernandez, who is 1-10. And 170 pounds out on the mat for Woodbridge is Dominic Zucchino, who takes a forfeit. So at 170, there's another forfeit. Now we send out our 182-pounder. 182-pound Tyler Marty also takes a forfeit. So now we're at 195 pounds. Kevin Moore from JFK will take a forfeit. So that's 6 points, and now we're at 220. So for 220 pounds, we send out Chris Constalas from Woodbridge. He's 6-8 on the season, so 220. Constalas comes out, and Gonzalez gets a forfeit. And so we move up to heavyweight. At heavyweight, we have for Woodbridge, Nick Nyers. And for JFK, we have Joe Grassi. So this will be heavyweight, and this will be our final match of the night, I believe. So the team score is pretty much locked in as far as Woodbridge securing the match, but let's see if Nyers at 13-1 coming into today can beat Grassi, who started the day at 10-6. Quick shot and spin behind by Nyers gets him a takedown at 140 in the first period. And spiral ride flattens out Grassi. Now he's going to look to turn. Let's see. He spins behind, having a tough time controlling Grassi. And Grassi actually gets a 1-point escape. And now 2-1 in favor of Nyers. So Nyers back on his feet. We'll look for him to score a takedown. Nyers stand out on the football field for Woodbridge. Devastating linebacker with many tackles for the team this year. And low shot, grabs the single and gets the 2-point takedown. And now 4-1 for Nyers as he now tries to run a half on this right side, flattens out Grassi. Now he's got the power half sunk. He's going to try to twist this around. He's controlling that wrist. Grassi flat on the mat. 31 seconds to go in the first period, the 4-1 lead. Now there's a 3-quarter attempt without success for Nyers. 24 seconds to go. There's a stall call for the man on the bottom for not working up. So that's one warning. Another warning would be a point for Nyers. So Nyers now runs around to the right side with a half Nelson. It's going to continue. If he pulls that across his body, which he does, he then puts Grassi flat to his back, and there's the pin. With a half a second left in the first period, and the final match of the day, 285 pounds, Nyers with the pin. Now, as we go over to 106 pounds, I believe Woodbridge will send out Alex Azari for a forfeit, I believe. Alex Azari checks in at the head table and receives a forfeit. And at 113 pounds, I guess we will possibly have a match. Waiting to see what happens here as the referee and I both are not sure what's going on. And 47-21 is the current team score with Woodbridge in the lead. So that is a foregone conclusion. The question now is just, will we send out a 113-pound wrestler? We have Xavier Laraquente. Laraquente comes out, and he is waiting for an opponent. Unnamed on my roster, so JFK will have an unnamed wrestler come out for the 113-pound weight class. So Kennedy's wrestler checks in at the head table. And here we go. At 113 pounds, Laraquente is 4-1 on the season coming into today. And I'm assuming that the John F. Kennedy wrestler doesn't have any varsity experience since he was not on my roster. So some little bit of hand fighting here, and both guys driving into each other, looking for an opening. And Larraquente shucks the head down and now locks up an inside cradle, near side cradle, I should say. And no takedown called yet. There's the 2 by the referee, and now Larraquente will try to run this cradle over in a minute here and pin the John F. Kennedy wrestler if he can, not having a too easy a time of it. 56 seconds to go, and there's the fall. So at 113 pounds, Javier Larraquente finishes off with a pin. And that's our match for today. So at the John F. Kennedy High School, we have the Woodbridge Barons defeating the John F. Kennedy Mustangs. I'm Joe Lacavara, and thank you for joining us. Have a good day.